California Governor Gavin Newsom taking an historic step today, proposing a 28th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution aimed at ending gun violence.
They tell us we can't stop these massacres. They tell us we have to stand by and watch tragedy after tragedy unfold in our communities. They say we can't stop domestic terrorism without violating the Second Amendment, and that thoughts and prayers are the best we can do. I'm here to say that's a lie.
The proposed 28th Amendment would raise the minimum age to purchase a gun to 21, mandate universal background checks, require a reasonable waiting period for gun purchases, and ban the civilian purchase of so-called assault weapons. Newsom saying the measures would leave the Second Amendment intact. Well, with more on the proposed amendment and today's news that Newsom will sit down with Sean Hannity, Newsom's first appearance on Fox News since 2010. I'm joined by LA Times political writer Seema Mehta. Seema, as always, I appreciate you. Thanks for being with me tonight. After Governor Newsom's red state tour, of course, he has this ongoing feud with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Can he already just admit that he is running for president?
Well, he insists that he is not, and obviously we don't know what's in his head, but many elected officials, including in California, often in California, look in the mirror and they see a future president staring back at them. And, certainly, his predecessor, Jerry Brown, ran for president a couple times. If he was a little bit younger, he'd probably be running again. Ronald Reagan obviously became president. So, and many more, elected officials in the state have, Kamala Harris ran for president. She was unsuccessful, but she became vice president. So, he insists that he is not, but I think that there is a lot of skepticism, particularly given his forays out of California to sort of really poke at red state governors as he makes his case for his policies.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about that, but let's get to this amendment, this proposal that he announced today. It really, truly is an uphill battle because he needs 2/3 of all the states to back this amendment to have it proposed, and then 75% of states are needed to ratify it. It has been over 30 years since a constitutional amendment was ratified. So really, what are the chances of this actually succeeding?
Slim to none. I mean, more state legislatures in this country and more governors' mansions in this country are controlled by Republicans and Democrats. And so those states would be very unlikely to sign on. And then even some Democratic states, while they might have Democratic legislatures or Democratic governors, some of them are not as liberal as California, quite frankly. So the idea of seeing this anytime soon is very unlikely.
Okay, and he knows this. I mean, in his announcement today with the Today Show, he was asked that question, and he said, I hope I see this in my lifetime, just given how unlikely it will become the 28th Amendment. Okay, getting back to his denying that he has any sort of presidential aspiration. I noted that he has a sit-down interview with Fox's Sean Hannity. That's set to air next Monday. What does that say? The fact that he has not appeared on Fox News in more than a decade, almost 15 years, but we do know that he watches Fox News every night.
Right. And I mean, I think he's always proven, to want to sort of speak to audiences that aren't just naturally people who 100% naturally agree with him. I mean, if you remember his book, Citizenville, that he wrote a while ago, Newt Gingrich was one of the people who wrote one of the blurbs, I think, for the cover. And so he enjoys trading barbs. His first campaign ad in his re-election campaign didn't air in California, it aired in Florida. So he clearly enjoys the tussling, and you see him do this on social media, on Twitter, certainly, of tussling with people he disagrees with. And I suspect it'll be a very entertaining interview to watch.
Yeah, I suspect it too, and I'm sure it'll do well in the ratings. This idea, this strategy of his that he does play coy, that, I don't want to be the president of the United States. Do you think that this bodes well for him? Does this hurt him or help him in the long run? Do voters care?
I mean, no, because I think every candidate, until you actually run, you have to say, like, oh, no, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm focused on my day job. That's what you're expected to say. And then they are all focused on their day job until they make the announcement and file the paperwork and start running for president. So I don't think voters will care about that ultimately. And I do think, with going back to the proposed amendment, even if it's very unlikely to succeed, it also raises his profile among, gun control advocates, which is a key group in the Democratic Party. And, some he'd seek the support of if he did run.
Yeah, he made sure that he put out some recent polling that shows the majority of those polled do, in fact, want to raise the minimum age to 21 nationwide. I think it was more than 80%, in fact. So he's saying, basically, people agree with me. Okay, Seema Mehta with LA Times, thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.